Welcome back, everyone, to another deep dive.
Yeah.
We're diving into the hottest storylines, the ones everybody's talking about, in the BFBA.
Hmm.
That's the Brooklyn Fantasy Basketball Association. Get ready, because we're talking league updates, playoff standings,
Absolutely.
and we'll even uncover some secrets behind some surprising team performance trends.
Yeah.
It's about to get interesting.
It is. It is.
There's 5 weeks left in the regular season.
5 weeks, yeah. 3 teams, they've already locked in their playoff spots,
Yeah.
leaving everybody else.
Yeah.
Think of this as your cheat sheet to the landscape of the BFBA before playoffs start March 24th, 2025.
Okay, so let's unpack this.
Let's do it.
Starting with, big league news.
Right.
First off, mark your calendars, okay?
Okay.
BFBA is shifting to a Monday schedule.
Monday.
More basketball action to fuel your week.
Yes, sir. And that's not all. The Breakdown, brand new web series, hosted by the one and only Janet Turner, BSBA Director of Media. She's taking a short break right now. But when she comes back, The Breakdown is going to be offering some incredible insider perspectives you won't want to miss.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Oh, and speaking of exciting news.
Yeah.
Ready for this?
Yeah.
We are getting a brand new studio for the deep dive.
What?
I know, right?
Studio?
Plus, get ready to rep your favorite BFBA teams because a team shop is launching soon.
That's what I'm talking about.
And to top it all off,
To top it off.
NBA All-Star Weekend. It's happening February 14th. Now, you might be thinking, what does that have to do with the BFBA?
Right.
Well, get this. The All-Star Weekend will actually influence the BFBA through a special lottery system.
Yeah. So, each team, they earn lottery bills based on how many of the statistical categories they lead the league in.
Right.
So, let's say a team is dominating in rebounds and assists.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to have a better chance in that lottery.
Think of it like, bonus points with some serious potential to shake up the standings.
Absolutely.
But before we get into those possibilities, let's talk about the teams that have already secured their playoff spots.
Let's get into it.
At the top,
Uh-huh.
sitting pretty with an unbelievable 11-game winning streak.
Goodness.
We got BFBA Mob led by Randy.
Yeah.
They've been holding on to that coveted first seed position for 8 weeks straight.
What's crazy is it's not just about the star players, you know what I mean?
Mm.
It's about that strategic depth. They consistently draft well, making those savvy trades, to fill any gaps in their roster.
Yeah.
And, let's not forget Randy's knack for maximizing those player matchups.
Yeah, he's definitely playing chess, not checkers, with those lineup decisions.
Absolutely.
But the Brooklyn Vikings Valhalla, led by Donald, aren't far behind. They're riding an impressive 8-game winning streak.
Right behind them.
They're breathing down BFBA Mob's neck for that top spot.
They're right there.
Yeah.
And Donald, he's been playing a phenomenal season.
Yeah.
Remember that trade he made back in week 5?
I do.
Bringing in that high-scoring point guard, that was a game changer.
Game changer.
Absolutely.
And let's not forget the Evil Empire.
Yeah.
Led by Damian, they've locked in their playoff spot with a, solid 4-game winning streak. Now, while these top 3 teams are, celebrating, the competition for those remaining 5 spots is fierce.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, every game from here on out is crucial.
Yeah.
We got teams on fire, others barely hanging on.
Yeah.
But, even those with those losing records, they still have a chance to make a playoff push.
Right.
We're talking nail-biting finishes and, potential upsets galore.
Okay, so let's break down the current standings.
Okay.
The Beaufort Bombers, led by Brad, are making a serious comeback. 5 wins in a row. They're definitely a team to watch as they claw their way up the ladder.
Oh, yeah. And what's interesting about the Bombers is they were struggling at the beginning of the season.
Right. Yeah.
But Brad, he made some strategic trades, targeted players who were undervalued but had like this high upside.
Yeah.
And now they're a force to be reckoned with.
Talk about a mid-season turnaround.
Yeah.
And then we have a real nail-biter situation. South Korea Soul Brothers, led by Felton, and the Sham Gods, led by Delonte.
Uh-huh.
Both tied, 9 wins, 7 losses.
Yeah, this is where those tiebreaker scenarios, they become very crucial, right?
Right.
So if they end the season with the same record, their head-to-head record could determine, who gets that playoff spot. And they've split their series so far, 1-1. So their next matchup could be the deciding factor.
Wow. Adding to the drama, two quit, led by Steven, and the Brooklyn Stoop Kids, led by Holly, also tied, but 8 wins and 8 losses each.
Absolutely. Yeah. Every single game, like a playoff game for these teams.
Oh, wow.
This could come down to consistency, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can they maintain composure under pressure and deliver those clutch performances when it matters most?
Mm-hmm.
These next few weeks, true test of their strategic skills, mental fortitude.
Sadly, not everyone makes the cut.
Right.
We have to say goodbye to 3 teams that have been eliminated from playoff contention.
Yeah.
Shake and Bake 2.0, led by Jose.
Right.
The Nether Chosen Warriors, led by Malcolm.
Yeah.
And the DC Hustlers, led by Travis.
Now, before we move on, let's analyze why these teams struggled. Shake and Bake 2.0 faced a series of unfortunate injuries to key players, man.
Oh, yeah.
That's a tough situation for any owner to overcome, but it highlights the importance of having that solid bench.
Always have to be prepared for the unexpected in fantasy basketball.
Exactly. The Nether Chosen Warriors, on the other hand, they seem to struggle with consistency in their lineup.
Yeah.
They had some big wins, but they also had some weeks where their point totals were just too low.
Yeah.
And it emphasizes the importance of understanding those player matchups and making those tough decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Who to start, who to sit.
Right. And then there's the DC Hustlers. They're currently riding a grueling 11-game losing streak.
Yeah.
It's rough, but it's also a reminder that sometimes even the best strategies can't overcome bad luck.
Right.
Or, a string of tough opponents.
Yeah. They fell victim to, a series of unfortunate events.
Yeah.
But, that's the nature of the game.
Yeah.
It's unpredictable, and sometimes things just don't go your way.
So, even though these teams are out of the playoff running, their experiences offer valuable lessons.
Absolutely.
For all, fantasy basketball players. Now, buckle up because we're about to dive into the heart-stopping action from the last 3 weeks of the BFBA.
Oh, yeah. Let's go.
Week 15, it was a roller coaster.
Oh, yeah.
Two quit. They took a tough loss against the Evil Empire, while the Beaufort Bombers, they soared to victory against Valar Morghulis.
Yeah.
And remember that impressive 11-game winning streak BFBA Mob is currently riding? Well, it all started back in Week 15.
Yeah.
Nail-biter against the South Korea Soul Brothers.
BFBA Mob, barely scraped by. 1-point victory.
Oh, wow.
It's crazy how these close games, they can really shift the momentum of a season.
Yeah, definitely. Now, Week 16 brought even more excitement. The Evil Empire, they continued their domination, decisive victory over Shake and Bake 2.0. Meanwhile, the Beaufort Bombers kept their winning streak alive against two quit.
What's really impressive about the Evil Empire is their consistency across all categories, you know what I mean?
Yep.
They're not just racking up points. They're dominating in rebounds, assists, steals, blocks. It's a testament to Damien's, strategic drafting and his ability to build a well-rounded team.
He's definitely got a knack for, spotting those hidden gems in the draft.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the Brooklyn Vikings Valhalla's incredible Week 16 win against the Sham Gods. They scored a staggering 2019.2 points.
Goodness.
Highest single-week score we've seen all season.
That's not just impressive. It's historically significant. I mean, to put it into perspective, that score is nearly 200 points higher than the league average. It was a perfect storm of, their players having incredible weeks.
Wow.
And Donald making some really savvy lineup decisions.
He really capitalized on those hot streaks and rode that way to victory. So, with all this incredible action behind us, let's turn our attention to the upcoming Week 17 matchups. Get ready for some serious nail-biters.
Oh, yeah. First up, we got Trader Danny. He's been struggling lately, going head-to-head with the Sham Gods. The Sham Gods, they're fighting for that playoff spot, so this is a must-win for them.
I wouldn't count Trader Danny out just yet.
Yeah.
They might be the underdog, but they have a chance to play spoiler and shake things up in the standings.
Oh, absolutely. Any given Sunday, or in this case, Monday.
Right.
Anything can happen in the BFBA. Speaking of upsets, how about that matchup between BFBA Mob and the Evil Empire? It's the unstoppable force meeting the immovable object.
Yeah, that's the game everyone's talking about.
Right.
Who will come out on top? Will BFBA Mob continue their winning streak? Or will the Evil Empire prove they have what it takes to dethrone the reigning champs?
It's going to be a battle of strategic brilliance. Randy versus Damian, two of the best fantasy basketball minds in the BFBA. I can't wait to see how this one plays out.
Yeah. Another matchup to watch is the Brooklyn Vikings Valhalla taking on Velar Morgulis.
Oh, yeah.
Can the Vikings keep their winning streak alive, or will Velar Morgulis pull off an upset?
You know, the Vikings, they're definitely the favorites.
Yeah.
But Velar Morgulis has shown, they can be a tough opponent. They got a knack for pulling off those surprising wins, especially when their players are hitting those three-pointers.
Let's not forget about the NY mindset of fighters going head-to-head against the Nether-chosen Warriors. Can the mindset of fighters finally break their losing streak, or will the Warriors add another win to their record?
This game could be a turning point for both these teams.
Mm-hmm.
Mindset of fighters have been struggling to find their groove, but a win against the Warriors could be that spark they need to ignite a late-season surge.
Yeah.
And for the Warriors, this is a chance to prove they're not just a team that can beat up on the weaker opponents.
Right.
They need to show they can compete with the teams fighting for those playoff spots.
Absolutely. Now, we can't talk about Week 17 without mentioning the DC Hustlers.
Oh, yeah.
They're facing legit two quit, and they're desperate. They want to break their 11-game losing streak. This might be their chance. Two quit has been a bit inconsistent lately, and the Hustlers could capitalize on that if they can get their key players performing at a high level.
That's a long shot.
Yeah.
But hey, anything's possible in the BFBA. And remember, we're not just talking about points on a scoreboard here.
Yeah.
We're talking about strategy, resilience, and, those clutch performances that can change the course of a season.
Yeah. And speaking of clutch performances, keep an eye on the Beaufort Bombers as they take on Shake and Bake 2.0.
Oh, yeah.
Can they keep their winning streak alive? Or will Shake and Bake 2.0 finally find their way back to the win column?
The Bombers are definitely on a roll.
Mm-hmm.
But Shake Bake 2.0 is a team that's always capable of, an upset.
Mm-hmm.
They got some talented players, and if they can put it all together, they could definitely spoil the Bombers' party.
Last but not least, we have a crucial matchup between the Brooklyn Stoop Kids and the South Korea Seoul Brothers.
Yeah.
Both teams in a tight race for a playoff spot. So this game could have major implications for the final standings?
Absolutely. This is a rematch of their Week 12 battle, where the Seoul Brothers, pulled out that narrow victory.
Right.
Remember that win? Major factor in their current tie with the Sham Gods.
They're definitely going to be looking for revenge. It's going to be a battle for every possession, every rebound, every point. I can't wait to see who comes out on top.
Now, before we get swept away, by the excitement of Week 17, let's take a step back and consider the impact of, that upcoming NBA All-Star Weekend on the BF. Give them a fighting chance against the top teams.
Yeah. It adds like this whole other layer of unpredictability to the BFBA.
Oh, absolutely.
It's already so exciting.
And that's, that's what makes the BFBA so captivating.
Yeah.
It's a constant reminder that anything can happen. No lead is safe.
Right.
Especially, with those lottery balls still up for grabs.
So we've covered the standings, the playoff race, and even dug into, the surprising team performance trends.
Yeah.
But what does it all mean for you?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I think it's a reminder that even in a fantasy league, there's real passion, strategy, and excitement.
Right.
It's a way to connect with other fans, test your knowledge and feel the thrill of victory or, the agony of defeat.
Exactly. And hey, maybe this deep dive has inspired you, to start your own fantasy league.
Right.
Or follow the BFBA more closely.
Absolutely. No matter how involved you are, embrace the unpredictable nature of the game. Appreciate the skill, the dedication of, the players and the owners.
Yeah.
And just enjoy the ride.
Well said. Before we wrap up this deep dive, let's go back to, that central question we've been circling around. Which underdog team has the best chance of, upsetting the dominant top three?
It's a tough call, but I'm putting my money on the Beaufort Bombers.
Interesting.
They got the momentum, the strategic leadership, and they're hungry for a win.
Yeah.
Plus, with the potential boost from the lottery, they could be a real threat.
It's a great pick.
Mm.
I'm gonna throw another team into the mix.
Okay.
What about the South Korea Seoul Brothers?
Okay. Yeah.
They've shown that they can hang with the top teams, and Felton has a knack for making those, clutch moves.
That's a solid choice.
Yeah.
I think it'll come down to those final few weeks of the season. Who can maintain that momentum and who can step up when the pressure's on?
It's going to be an epic finish to the regular season. And then, then we'll see those battles unfold in the playoffs. I can't wait.
Neither can I. So stay tuned.
Yeah.
And be sure to join us next week for another deep dive into the thrilling world of the BFBA.
Until then, keep those fantasy rosters optimized and those basketball dreams alive.
Absolutely.